Hello, it's Claire Riley Entrepreneur. Have to admit, doing a little bit of a rant today because just something that's sort of been playing over in my mind. So, if you don't know already, I'm part of a company called Classroom Secrets, and our mission is to help our customers achieve a life-work balance. Okay, and we say life before work because we think it's important. And it has been mentioned before, but we sort of mentioned today that somebody said that they were really surprised that children didn't feature in the mission statement. And it got my back up a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Because this has kind of come up before. So, children are really important. I absolutely believe that, and everybody at Classroom Secrets believes that. But the thing is, there is this element of, all the time, in this politically correct world that we now live in, it's, you know, children are the future, and children sort of have all these rights, but then teachers have no rights, and that's how it can come across. And I don't actually think there's any problem with looking out for the teachers. So, by looking out for the teachers, you're actually looking out for the children as well. I just think that is really, really important. And I just thought, do you know, in a way, some of the societal things that we're experiencing now, where we're putting everything onto children and young people and saying, oh, have this, that and the other, and then not looking after other parts of society, this is where we've come up with a problem as well. And I just really, really struggle with it. Why it should be wrong to actually care about teachers as well, and what teachers feel and what teachers want and teachers' life. Like my two children, they're 2 and 7 months at the moment, so they don't go to school. But do you know what? When they do go to school, if it's a situation where I know that by them going to school and them being in someone else's class means that that teacher's children don't get to do fun things with their parents on a weekend because they are, it just makes it, I can feel myself getting emotional now because I'm like, wow, if that means that they don't get time with their parents, that's who we're trying to protect. So, you know, by us saying that we're looking after teachers' life-work balance, we're actually indirectly sort of helping the children in their class, but we're helping their children. We're helping the teachers as parents to get some time back. And I just feel really amazed that I just feel like it's always this thing of, well, you know, it's all about the children. And yes, it absolutely is, but it is allowed to be about the teachers as well. It absolutely is allowed to be about the teachers. And I think we forget that sometimes because, I mean, it's often said as well, like, I mean, I don't know if you know, but most teachers are working 70-hour weeks. So they can't go into teaching for the money because if they actually split that up, then they'd be on less than minimum wage. So it's not that. And in what other I'm just getting so cross. In what other profession would we sort of expect teachers to, people to do that? So if you worked for Microsoft or something like that, then they wouldn't just say to you, oh, right, well, do it for the customers. You'd expect to, you know, be paid accordingly. You'd expect to have enough time off. Whereas in teaching, you're kind of not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say, well, actually, the work-life balance is really unbalanced. You're not allowed to say, actually, for the amount of work that we're doing, the pay's not fair. Because you just get thrown back with, well, what about the children? And so I just feel a bit surprised, really, that it's kind of being thrown out there, oh, well, you know, your mission statement doesn't have anything to do with children. And actually, you know, indirectly it does, but I don't know. Am I wrong? I feel like this is such a controversial thing and that I'm probably going to get a load of backlash. But I don't understand why it's wrong to want to help teachers. I don't understand why. Why is it wrong to want them to have a life? yes, the teaching job's important, and yes, the children in their class are important, but so is their well-being, so is their life, and so is their children. And I think that's the thing that gets it for me, because I've got 2 young children, and one of the reasons why I left teaching was because I didn't feel like I could do both. And there are some amazing, there's millions of amazing teachers out there that have children, young children, older children, and they're teaching, whether that's part-time or full-time. And I just think somebody needs to stand up for them and say, do you know what? They are allowed something. We are allowed to give them something. We are allowed to stand in the gap for them. And yes, the children are important, but it's not all about the children. It's about the teachers as well. And the teachers have rights, and the teachers are allowed a work-life balance. And just because they chose that profession doesn't mean to say that they should just put up and shut up. And that's all I wanted to say, really. It's just made me a little bit cross because why shouldn't our mission statement be to help educators and not be directly to help children? Because that's what we're there for. We're there to help the teachers deliver the lessons to the children, because we're not teaching the children. Those educators are. Right, I'm going now because I don't want to get too cross.